What's going on, guys? I'm Zach from the Lumios Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we will be talking about legendary Pokemon that we think we could see in Scarlet and Violet. And now some of you will immediately be like, hey, idiot, we already know the legendary Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They're Koraidon, Miraidon. And to that I say, there is no need to call me an idiot. That hurts my feelings. Let's be nice, okay? And also, these games may have more than just those legendary Pokemon. I'm not talking about in DLC, I'm talking about sub-legends in the base game. There's been this weird pattern since Unova, where they've alternated giving us sub-legends. In Unova, we had sub-legends in the Kami Trio and the Swords of Justice. Then in Kalos, we didn't have any sub-legends. And then in Sun and Moon, we did with the Tapus and the Ultra Beasts. But if you don't include those, they're still the Tapu, so calm down. And then in Galar, we didn't get any until DLC. It was just Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus. So, if that pattern continues, Scarlet and Violet will give us new legendary Pokemon. What will those legendary Pokemon be? Well, I am happy to tell you that I don't have the answer, but I do have some ideas. So, let's get into them. So first I wanted to talk about a legendary duo, and I was thinking maybe these would be version exclusive. We haven't had this, to my knowledge, since Latios and Latios, which were version exclusive, and so I'd love to see that come back. And I think the best way to do this is the Ramadreju, and I definitely butchered that pronunciation. I'm so sorry I did. And the Quillebre. Now, we're going to begin with the Ramadreju, which is this pig, ferret, snake thing. Very cool looking. I mean, come on, you don't even have to make a Pokemon off of that. You just take that picture, throw it in the game, boom, there it is. That's a Pokemon. I mean, it already is a Pokemon. And I think that a really cool typing for it would be Ground Fairy. And the reason why is because I could see these things being digging creatures, and I believe they even are said to burrow. And plus pigs, kind of mud and pigs, there's a relationship there. Snakes, they burrow, some of them do, I think. But yeah, and then fairy, because, well, this thing is a mythical creature. It's not something that probably actually exists. It's like another unicorn. But I think a ground fairy would be really neat, because that's a typing that we actually have not seen before, at least that I can remember. I'm pretty sure we haven't. So that would be really cool. Maybe a cool ability for it would be Marvel Scale or Multi-Scale, and they could make it more scaly, more reptile-like than ferret-like, kind of emphasize the snake more than the weasel. I think that would be really, really cool. Now, its counterpart would be the Quillebre, and the Quillebre is this dragon thing in Spanish mythology, and thus I think that dragon flying would work really great for it. I think that this one could also have multi-scale or Marvel Scale. I think it would actually be really cool if they gave one of these Marvel Scale and then the other one multi-scale. That would be kind of a neat little, I guess, companionship between the two. Something they have similar is very similar abilities and names, but different abilities and what they do. And I think that these work well with the typings, because you see the Ramadreju is ground and fairy, the fairy beating the dragon in the Quillebre, but the flying in the Quillebre being immune to the Ramadreju's ground. Now, I know ultimately at the end of the day, the Ramadreju kind of has the advantage over this thing, but I still think it would be cool if their typings kind of correlated with each other in some way. Now, another thing that I would really like to see from these games are our traditional, legendary trio, We've got multiple sub-legendary trios. We've got the Hoenn Reggies, we have the Cantonian Birds, the Johto Dogs, all kinds of things. And I think that they should obviously do that again. And I think not only should they do that again, but Scarlet and Violet being the first color games since Black and White, which were kind of reboots of Red and Blue, like soft reboots. It has a lot of people thinking Scarlet and Violet could be a soft reboot, so I say what better way to take advantage of that than to give us another trio of birds. And now I know that the Galarian birds were just done, Galarian forms of the Kanto birds, but I think it would be really cool if they still gave us another bird trio here. And it's kind of something similar they did in Unova. They gave us a flying type trio. While not all birds, they were all flying types. And there's just so many cool birds in the Iberian Peninsula that I feel like this has to be done. And now, for this trio, I was thinking that we could have a little inspiration from Portugal in there with the Barcelos Rooster. I'm thinking ghost flying for the typing, and the reason why is because, well, the Barcelos Rooster, it comes from the story where basically this guy is sentenced to death for a crime he didn't commit, and he basically tells the king or the executioner, whoever, that if he's innocent, the dead rooster on the king's plate in front of him will rise again and crow. And sure enough, it does that. So it's kind of become a big symbol in Portugal. It actually is something that GameFreak has hinted that they would like to make a Pokemon off of. So I think we can almost guarantee that we'll see a Pokemon based off of this in the game. And I say, what better way than to give such a cool legend, an iconic legend, a role in this game than to actually make it a legendary. And that's why Ghost Flying, because flying, it's a bird. Ghost because, well, the Barcelos Rooster rose up from the dead. Now this one pulls from a legend back in Spain, so we're leaving Portugal now and going to Spain, and that is, and forgive me once again on this pronunciation, but the Bios Bardo. And the Bios Bardo it's kind of really funny. It's like the Spanish version of a snipe. Maybe my American audience is familiar with a snipe. It's this, like, prank that they do, and I believe this originates in Galicia in Spain, but they'll kind of, or at least they used to, maybe they still do this, I don't know, but they tell tourists that there is a Bios Bardo, a bird, that you can only hunt at night, and they'll invite them to go hunting with it, and so a lot of tourists will be like, that sounds like a lot of fun, and so they'll do it, but the catch is, the Bios Bardo doesn't exist. And so it's a big prank, and I think it would be funny if they took the Bios Bardo, made it actually exist, but made it a prankster itself with a dark flying typing, and who knows, maybe prankster as an ability. But I think that would be really cool to kind of reference that and make this Pokemon a prankster. Yeah, I like that a lot. Now, the last member of this new bird trio that I have, and I kind of am seeing this as like the trio master, if you will, is the Bird of Truth, and this comes from an old Spanish fairy tale or legend or whatever of this two kids who are orphans, and they find out that they're probably like the son of and daughter of this king, and basically they find out the only way to convince the king that they're his children is to find the Birds of Truth, or the Bird of Truth, and bring it to him, and the Bird of Truth will tell him, hey, these are your kids. So they go on this long quest and end up finding the Bird of Truth surrounded by these evil birds who whisper lies and stuff. And so I kind of am seeing the Barcelos Rooster Pokemon and the Bios Bardo as those like evil birds, and the Bird of Truth is the pure one at the end. And I think that would be really cool. I think this is a really cute legend, and it'd be really cool to base Pokemon off of it. I'm thinking for its typing, either Psychic Flying, because, like, Truth makes me think of, like, the Mind, which is typically in Pokemon associated with the Psychic typing, or even Pure Flying type. And I'm really seeing that as just a thing of, like, the Bird of Truth is pure, and so it's pure flying, you know, see what I'm doing there? But either way, I think that would be a lot of fun. I love bird Pokemon, so thinking up these bird legendaries was a lot of fun for me. So yeah, on that note, be sure to let me know what you think of these Pokemon. Let me know your ideas for some sub-legendaries you'd like to see in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to also like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date on all of our Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see all of you later.